Digital media has changed the nature of academic interaction around the university. Going to class no longer entails sitting in a classroom, taking notes, and listening to a professor.
Toolkit is a beneficial resource used by professors to post class materials, notes, and supplements to courses. Slides may be viewed, as well as downloadable readings and grades.
In some cases, it is not even necessary to get out of bed to have a full set of lecture notes. In the digital age, going to class is just a click away.
Toolkit was first utilized by 28 professors in the spring of 1996. Within 3 years, Toolkit usage had increased to 1,200 classes. Today, almost all classes at the university use Toolkit in some capacity.
PowerPoint slides are useful as well because they supplement class lectures by allowing students to study not only their own notes, but the notes of professors as well in better preparation for exams.
All the notes right here. At least I don't have to go to class.
Although there are endless benefits with software such as Toolkit, there are chances of students abusing it. Some courses may offer just as much material online as they are presented in class. One may wonder if Toolkit is hindering in-depth learning as much as helping it.
Yes.
You're also now winning it.
I have.
Like 5 minutes.
One class, I have, it's like run basically on a PowerPoint, and they put those on Toolkit beforehand. So yesterday I didn't really feel like going to class, and I was like, well, I can just get the PowerPoint, and that's like all you need to know. So definitely you go to the ones that don't have Toolkit outlines more.
I think the most helpful thing to me on Toolkit is having the readings posted. I take a lot of humanities classes, and it's really helpful not to have to, get an email from a professor every time you have a reading, and it also sometimes can save money. So I really appreciate the PDFs posted.
Readings may be uploaded onto Toolkit and downloaded as PDF files by students to lower the cost and increase efficiency in gathering class materials.
Links to helpful sites, video clips, and outside-sourced articles enhance understanding of class material.
So I like the way you can find your syllabus right there. I'm the most unorganized person in the world, so having everything right there for me on the computer wherever I go, that's pretty good stuff.
The online syllabus is another key feature that has allowed teachers to display due dates and assign readings, as well as information about the course in order to keep students on track. This is more efficient than syllabi, which were printed because they may be accessed anywhere on and off grounds, and professors have the flexibility of changing and updating it at any time.
If I had to go get all these articles from Clemens and make my own copies and go through that hassle, it would be a pain.
I almost always print them, which is why it's not entirely free. But still, the printing is usually cheaper than buying a course packet or buying a text book itself.
Additionally, students are able to access lecture notes after class, allowing them to concentrate on the professor's lecture and participate in discussions more readily.
Now, I think it actually is really important to have some way of getting material that you would otherwise get in lecture or get in class electronically. Because one, if you miss class, which is just inevitable, it's going to happen if for sickness, if nothing else. It's totally crucial to have that information electronically somehow. But it's also really helpful, if you didn't catch something quite in lecture and you need to go back and review what that particular slide, for instance, was about in a PowerPoint. It's really helpful to be able to go back through that material when you're studying for it. So if I didn't have Toolkit during my college experience, I think my education would suffer slightly.
I set up the anonymous feedback, the links to, I operate a private website because we do a lot of web work in our lab. and so I link from Toolkit to that and then post all the things through there. Those are the main uses of Toolkit. I post lecture slides, lecture notes, exam scores, and sometimes other announcements. I think the anonymous feedback is the most helpful because a lot of times people want to give responses but don't feel comfortable doing it in person, worry that I might respond negatively, which of course I would. Yeah. So I use the anonymous feedback so that people feel more freedom to say what they want to say, and I get a lot of good information from that.
Excellent. Do you think that your students ever become too dependent on Toolkit as far as the notes aspect? Since you post the slides on there.
Right. Like, do they avoid coming to class?
Yeah. Do you think it affects class attendance at all? Or
it might, but that's up to them. So it's a self-regulation strategy. You want to give, the whole point is to learn. So give people as many opportunities as you can to have them learn, whether through notes or through lecture or through the book. And great, they're learning. If they don't want to come to class, that's up to them.
The way I remember it from being an undergraduate, I think it wasn't until graduate school that I used to get a lot of course packets, which were expensive and used a lot of paper. But as an undergraduate, I don't even remember getting those. What I remember is that we'd have a lot fewer writers on a syllabus. It wasn't as easy to draw things from a whole range of different books and put them together on the syllabus for students when I was an undergraduate. And one of the things I love about Toolkit is that I can do it all online without having to go. It just saves a huge amount of time. I don't have to go to the library, track down the book, take it to a Xerox machine, make a copy of it, make the copy available for my class, ask my class to then Xerox it. So I love that part of Toolkit, and I wish I could say that I used the other features of Toolkit, but I'm very technologically phobic, and but I'm planning to try to learn one new thing each semester. So Toolkit was the big one for me.
Quizzes and assignments may also be done in some classes online, which is helpful because now we may conveniently do this in the comfort of our own homes or on our own schedule. At the University of Virginia, this is an ideal reflection of our honor system. In October 2007, UVA announced that it will be replacing Toolkit with a new software called Sakai.
Well, hopefully by 2008, UVA will have implemented, January 2008, UVA will have implemented a new online collaboration tool, similar to Toolkit. It's called Sakai, and this new tool will probably hopefully offer a lot of the newer web technologies available that Toolkit currently doesn't offer, like wikis and chats and project groups and so on. Also with feedback too, just like Toolkit. And also all the features that Toolkit currently offers will also be available through Sakai as well.
Digital media such as educational software platforms like Toolkit and Sakai have become a prominent feature of the university learning experience. A new dimension to the academic environment has been added in the form of virtual learning communities. With all the change, though, there are costs and benefits. It is important to recognize that although Toolkit offers an extensive amount of advantages, when abused, it may hinder the learning experience.